we are in a very difficult situation in Nigeria. You see, when there is leprosy in the family, you don't discuss the issue of ringworm.
He said, if leprosy they family, that is if family people get
that is it.
They're not supposed to talk about ringworm. We do them for body.
You know, leprosy is so bad that it can send the entire family packing from the community. So if there is leprosy in the family and somebody raise the issue of ringworm, it may end a slap or a knock from an elder who knows the implication of leprosy. You see, the system is completely destroyed. Let me say something to you that will serve as a benchmark to most of the things we are going to discuss here. It was a late jurist in the person of Chukwudifu Oputa.
Yes.
That name rings a bell. It's just like mentioning Lord Denny in the UK, where we borrowed our law from. You can't forget people like this. The man said that if the legislature is corrupt, that we look up to the judiciary for remedy. He says, if the executive is corrupt, we look up to the judiciary to resolve the problem.
Okay.
And he went further to ask, but if the judiciary is corrupt, from where do we go?
Now God hand will go there like that.
It's a question that we've not been able to answer to you now. And let me say this to you. Oputa never contemplated the situation in which Nigeria is now. I don't know how to describe Nigeria. The best way is that I moved to the Z world and I've come back that Nigeria is a criminal theater of absurdities, extraordinary every day in action. That's the way I've described Nigeria.
I was hoping you were not going to.
It's unfortunate that that is where we are. No, it has to be. Because if you are holding on to one point, within split of seconds, the one that will come up will completely blow you off what you were contemplating. It is as if what you were contemplating was a joke, the new ones that will emerge. Because there are things that are happening here, you can only imagine whether it is real or a dream world. That's what's happening here.
So
okay, like this issue we talked about.
How is it that our politicians are not?
Can you answer? How what?
How is it that our politicians they need see these things where they talk, say Nigeria, they like the corruption, they like saying like extraordinary every day. How it be say people wait the power need to see them? Maybe the thing not supposed to touch them the way they touch you and me.
No, I have told you. For me, I stand in a better position to explain to you. I'm speaking from the perspective of law. You know, law controls everything, every aspect of life. You need to listen to Dr. Obi Ezekwesili's challenge to Nigerian lawyers at the just concluded Enugu conference. Just listen to the challenge she threw to Nigerian lawyers and warn that if we like, we should not invite her again. And if we invite her, she may not come. It's as serious as that. Those who are in power, those who are in authority, they do not feel it because they are the beneficiaries of the evil. That's it. It's as simple as that. Nobody steals power to benefit the community. Anybody who steals power, we want to use it to benefit himself. I'm sure you heard of what happened in Rivers State.
Yes, sir.
You are familiar with what happened in Rivers State?
Yes, of course.
In the midst of what happened or what is happening in Rivers State, my alma mater, I am very ashamed of it, University of Calabar, conferred honorary doctorate degree on the protagonist of the crisis. University of Port Harcourt conferred honorary doctorate degree on the protagonist of the crisis.
My own alma mater. You see our alma maters as they do us like this.
So that's it. I have asked the VC. Do you know why the VCs have to confer these degrees?
No,
they are afraid of their tenure, that they are not secured, that if they don't do it, they may be removed from VC position. That means that society is gone. Because the university is supposed to be knowledge export center. Let me say something that will shock you. Do you know that our professors, people fight to get professorship promotion, not based on the discovery they made, or invention that they make that can translate into employment, they are waiting to be employed as electoral fraud validators. And that is a shame.
So professorship not be by
that is the situation now.
It's based on your academic input again, not be again.
It's no longer. In fact, the Wike election that took place, they call local government election in Rivers State. One professor that they sent to Abuja, yes, the one they sent to Abuja, one professor from my ethnic extraction, he told that one that Oshomole attacked. He said that he should be addressed as a professor. What has befallen Nigeria presently, that Oputa did not even contemplate the ugly situation in which we find ourselves now. He was only contemplating the corruption of the judiciary. Where we are now, the judiciary has been captured. That is how bad it is. The judiciary in Nigeria has been captured. And that find explanation squarely in what has befallen Rivers State. The judiciary has been captured. And it is in the hands of the political class for manipulative use. Everything you are seeing on the spectrum of the judiciary is driving towards that. They are now using the law as instrument of oppression, suppression, and repression to protect themselves against the masses. That's why you can hear somebody saying that he bought form for everybody. That is a criminal offense that should send that person to prison. Somebody can come up to say that he bought form for everybody. Somebody can claim that all the members of the House of Assembly that are supposed to represent people, supposed to represent their communities, supposed to represent their wards, they are now loyal to him. Somebody can come up and say that an entire treasury of a state should be vested in him as his private enterprise. These are the kind of signs you see when the judiciary has been captured. And I've said this very clearly, that once the judiciary is captured, the only way forward is revolution. There is no alternative. No alternative. The only alternative is revolution. Because once people have lost confidence in the judicial system, it beckons on anarchy. And the consequences are there. And it does not blow anybody any good. Even those who appear to be benefiting presently, when it will turn, they will wish. It's just like the story in Merchant of Venice, when you talk about Shylock, who went into contract and said he would take a pan of fresh. And when they plea and he refused, he was asked to take a pan of fresh without blood, because there is no part, no proviso in the arrangement that said blood will be spilled. So they asked him to take the pint of blood, a pound of fresh, but without blood spilling. Do you understand it?
That? Go ahead.
So that is exactly where our politicians are going. You know, recently I read a documentary by Benjamin Disraeli. He said something. He said that the honor of a man should not be that somebody that is bringing up will share in his wealth, but he should glory in the fact that he is able to train that person to produce his own wealth. Have you seen a bird make nest for young ones? Birds don't make nest for young ones. The maximum point is to train the young ones to fly. And after that, the young ones will go about making their own nest. But we find a situation wherein our political class are amassing wealth that they don't need. They are amassing wealth for even generation they don't know about whether they will exist or not. That is the funny situation we find ourselves. So this looting they are doing, for who? For whose interest? I'm sure you heard about the issue of Rivers State here. You heard of the saga of Showore, who has taken off the FCT minister, exposing his, greedy agenda around the globe, and he's no longer responding now. Suddenly, he has become dumb and deaf. You ask the question, this money that is spending to acquire these properties around the world for the children, acquiring land in Abuja, choice area for the children who have not worked, who don't know the meaning of hard work. Come on, what is wrong with our leaders? What are they doing all this for? You ask yourself a simple question. So, like Professor Lumumba will say, greed is not satisfied. You can't satisfy greed. So they are just on the escapade of acquiring and acquiring and acquiring. And you ask yourself, for whose interests? What do they need this money for? They are not building community wealth.
So,
and one man wants to get the entire River State at his own private enterprise. What's the matter?